Hello, hello, hello. Today we're talking about how do you connect emotionally with your wife. I've got 3 tactics for you on how to do this. And if you are a man and you're married and you want more out of your marriage, subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, here we go. I got 3 tips and tactics for you on how to connect emotionally with your wife. And before I do that, though, what tips do you have? How do you connect with your wife emotionally? Leave a comment down below and let us know. Share what you've experienced, what you know. Maybe it'll help somebody. Okay, so we've got 3 ways of how to connect with your wife emotionally. And this is important, like I talked about in like I'm going to talk about in a future video about the walk away wife syndrome. If you do not meet your wife's needs at a deep level consistently, then the foundation of your marriage has got cracks in it, and it won't be long until something breaks. So, first thing to do, number one, is you got to get present. This is the way I sort of look at masculinity. Presence is a defining quality of your masculinity. And if you see my other stuff, then you also know that I talk about masculinity as being an essential part of this polarity that you need to create in order to have true attraction so that you can have a healthy sex life and all that thing, all that stuff. And so you must be learning, you must be getting better as a masculine man. You must be leveling up your masculinity in a healthy, authentic way. And so presence is a way to do that. That means being present. It means being able to stop thinking about the day at work or what you're planning right now. Right now, in my mind, right now we're in Montenegro, and we're going to Turkey next. It looks like, and so I'm thinking about bookings and where we're going to go and how to get better deals on apartments and all that stuff. But I know that if I need to be present with my wife, and I do need to be present with my wife, but when I need to be present with my wife, I gotta stop thinking about that. I just gotta let that go, and that can be really hard for me to do because my mind, I have a masculine mind. You put a puzzle in front of me, you put a problem in front of me, I'm gonna solve it, and how to find you know, a a month long rental in a country I've never been to, in a place where I don't speak the language, and where they really know how to negotiate. That's a problem. And so my mind's like trying to fix it all the time. So, but I need to stop and just let it go. And it doesn't take that much. A couple deep breaths, focusing on the belly breaths, and it's usually pretty good. Now, another tactic I have for presence is if you notice that you're not being present and you want to get present, then one thing that you do is you notice the eye color of the person you're talking to. So notice your wife's eye color. I know you've seen it a million times, but that doesn't mean you can't notice it again. And I don't know if you can hear those dogs barking. Another way to get present in the moment is to focus on your feet. Imagine, just feel your toes. Just get into your toes for a split second. If you notice your mind drifting and wandering, you can just like pay attention to your toes for half a second and then come back to the conversation. It's kind of like a way to reset. So that's the first thing, is get present. And the second thing that you can do is you can speak like this. Now these stems come from Chris Voss's book, Never Split the Difference. A great book if you haven't read it. It's all about negotiating, and it really works wonders in a marriage. And so you say things like, it looks like, it sounds like, it seems like. And what these do is, if you can listen to your wife and then you can summarize it into a concise form. And she says, oh, it looks like you've had a bad day. It sounds like you're really upset about the dishwasher, or whatever it might be. If you can sum it up after saying it looks like, it sounds like, it feels like, one of those, and you're accurate and you're right, then it's a great way for her to feel like you understand her. It's a great way for her to feel like you understand her. And these are great communication tactics. You can use them for with your wife, obviously. That's why we're talking about it right now. But you can use them all the time. I find them extremely effective in helping me to connect more with other people and helping me get more of what I want in my life. Okay. And so what these do is they demonstrate empathy. And that's empathy is when you can understand deeply what somebody's going through. And if you can kind of summarize things that your wife has said to you and you could summarize them and then share them with her, like feed them back to her, she's going to feel like she's going to feel connected to you. She's going to feel emotionally connected to me. Hey, this guy gets me. My husband actually gets me. So that's awesome. Okay. Some Montenegrin dogs are barking. I don't know if you can hear that. So, and number 3 is to say this sentence. Your wife has told you about something. She's kind of vented to you. She's expressed some sort of grievance. Maybe it's about you, maybe it's not. It doesn't matter. This will apply to both. But you simply say to her, I can understand how you feel that way. I can understand how you feel that way. Oh, I can understand how you feel that way. And if you can say it like that and mean it, right? It doesn't mean that you're agreeing with her. Especially if she's telling you something about you, she feels pissed off about something you did. I'm sure that's happened to you before. So if you can say to her, if you can listen to what your wife is saying to you, especially if she's coming at you about something specifically, the tendency is to try to get entrenched and want to fight and want to resist and want to just be right and win and so kind of remove any guilt or responsibility you might have for the way she's feeling. That's normal, but it doesn't usually move your relationship forward. It definitely doesn't help you two of you connect. So the better way to do this is after she's said things to you and kind of let you have it maybe, is you just say, I can understand how you feel that way. Or I can see how you feel that way. And by saying that, you're not agreeing that she's right. You're not agreeing that you're at fault. You're simply saying, after I've heard what you said, yeah, it makes sense to me how you feel that way. Now, if you want to rebut from there, it's a great place to kind of go into a rebuttal after you pace her experience a little bit and say, oh yeah, I understand how you feel that way. After you pace her experience a little bit, and then you can go in and rebut what she's saying. But it's a great way for her to know that you actually understand what she's going through. And guess what? That's going to mean she's going to feel more emotionally connected to you, because that's how it works most of the time. A lot of times when people say, I want to feel emotionally connected to him, this 2 things happen usually. That like the wife wants you to share more, and that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. You have to be really strategic by what you share, and I go into that deeply in my book. It's in the description below, and there's a chapter called Emotional Quicksand, and it talks specifically about what to share and when. Don't fall for that trap. Is like your wife wants you to connect emotionally, and so what that really means is she wants you to like emotionally word vomit all over and tell her all your problems, and that's not a good idea long term. And so that's what when your wife wants to connect with her man, that's what it means. That's one thing it means. It also means that she wants to do the same thing to you. She wants to kind of like tell you everything that's going on with her, and for you to be like, oh yeah, I hear you. That makes sense. I understand it. That's what it means. It's not all it means, but that's a big part of what it means. It also, we talk about emotional needs and things like that, and I have another video on that. And if I can find it, I'll put it there. All right, gentlemen, all the best to you.